You're back, match fixer. Don't you have anything better to do with your day, David? Come on, mate. Today we're trying a Solo Energy lemon mango flavour. It's quite delectable. Enjoyed. Welcome back. We're going to play some more Kingdoms Forlorn. This is the second part of Quest 1 of the Fleischritter. Still trying to wrap my head around this game, whether I'm actually enjoying it. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but if it's a choice between playing this or playing Kingdom Death, I would err on the side of playing Kingdom Death. Now, that may change. Yeah, we'll see. There's a couple of things that I have that I need to adjust in this one, which is on this screen. So this guy, who is our... What is happening with the audio? Is it okay? Let me know. I don't know what popping. Hang on, let me try this. Tell me if that one's better. I've got two little lapel mics. One of them sometimes has weird sounds, but I like to switch between the two anyway. That hopefully fixed it. Yes, so I did something wrong. So the guy who's going on the main quest, which is this guy, the Fleischritter, he doesn't actually get a clue card. He doesn't actually go for clues at all. So that we need to remove. That's not happening. That's okay. He doesn't collect clues at all. However, I gave myself a red clue before because I was trying to get his quest. And so I'm going to change that to be a yellow instead. So, and this guy, I've already corrected his. He had 3, so he's now down to 2. Yeah, so we finished the last mission. We completed a battle against the Ironcast Dead. I had a number of questions that came out of that. I have not yet read the answer to those questions because that was, when was that? Friday night, and I had a big day yesterday. So I haven't spent any time with the rulebook. I have been doing some painting though, which is good. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to this that I'm really excited about, but then the part that there's a lot of questions that I have, so I feel like I just need to spend a bit of time with the rulebook and we'll answer those questions. So we ended last episode with a decision. We were taking some wonderful peasants and giving them a new home in the world of Kingdoms Forlorn. However, some guy just popped up in the middle of the Principality of Stone and said, hey, why don't you come and hunt this Apex Ignite with me? And we said, what a great plan. See you later, peasants. You're all shithouse. The stranger smirked triumphantly at your decision. I'm so glad you see things my way. I had my doubts about your guild, but I'm glad to see that at least some of the individual butcher knights have some common sense. You go to ask her what she means by that, but she's already turned away from you, looking for a place to rest for the night. The settlers simply move out of her way, sensing that a conflict with the imperious stranger would be more trouble than it's worth. Our new objective is to hunt down the Apex Ignite. First, we discard any remaining resilience tokens, which I've done, and you remove any red acrylic tokens from the track. We need to find the trail of the Apex Ignite and hunt it down. We track our progress using hunt tally marks. I have not made any hunt tally marks as yet, but we will. We now need to collect red clues. We have to place a martial clue on an already explored small tile. I will select that one. And then, it says on a random already explored small tile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're on the one that we're on. Delightful. I guess we'll take that. Then randomly draw 4 unrevealed small tiles and 1 unrevealed extra large tile, and without looking at them... Well, how are you supposed to do that? That doesn't make any sense. Shuffling these is awful. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then... Alright, well I've got 1, 4, 5 and 3, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's that one. Has a marshal token. And without looking at them play, when you enter a tile with it, you've found the Apex Ignite's tracks. The Fleischritter gains that clue. If you collect 3 of them, either by finding the Ignite's tracks or any other way, make a hunt tally mark. So we need to collect 9 of those clues. And if we are able to, so occasionally we will get into an encounter with this Apex Ignite, and if we defeat him in that encounter, we also make a hunt tally mark. So we want to get as many of those as we can. Excellent. So dawn breaks and you rise early, before the light of day awakens anyone else in the camp. Better to slip away before they notice you've gone than have to explain why the refugees while you're forsaking your mission. If you tell them there's a big monster that needs killing, they're only more likely to insist you stay and protect them. They don't understand the priorities of a Fleischritter. So, we have to choose. We're trained to drive prey out of hiding by beating the undergrowth, creating a clamour that startles them. You can do the same, send the Ignite's usual prey scattering, and be more likely to catch the big monster chasing an easy meal. Yes, let's do that. Try to scare the Ignite's prey out of marking. Make a hunt tally mark. C23. Battering weapons against shields. Where am I going to track my hunt tally marks? I'll do that here. Okay, so we're at 1. Yes, so we make enough ruckus that dozens of creatures scuttle out of hiding, fleeing before you. Some charge back up the path you took and will likely cross the paths of the caravan before long. Oh well, not your problem anymore. See ya, peasants. You turn your focus forward, where you can hear a deep, threatening growl, followed by the squealing yowl of a pinned rat wolf. The predator is already on the hunt. Scavenge too, so I don't really like this scavenge rule. So scavenge is over here. These are all gear things. I don't really understand how this works. Again, I need to read this. So I'm just going to take these 2 and add this to my thing. So this is my pile of stuff that I've collected in this scavenge process so far. So I don't know how many of those we deal out at the end of the mission, but we only get to keep some of them, I think. At the start of the story step, if your time is 16 and you have 3 or more hunt tallies, see number 15. If you fail the expedition in any other way, immediately see 19. Proceed to rest. All right, what is rest? I've got a thing open over here. So the rest phase. Knights may play technique cards with the rest keyword. Okay. None of those. None of those. Great. Discard all recess tokens. Perform rotation 2. You may resolve a campfire tale. Cool. So, if we go down here, so rotation 2 means we just go 1, 2. So that's where everyone is now. Everyone's in different spots. And we'll resolve a campfire tale. So you have to roll high on this campfire tales thing, I think, to get anything. And this is just like your little knights having a hangout sesh. Yeah, so we add your rapport to this roll. So the only result that will do anything is a 9 or a 10. That is a 1, so we get nothing. Ah, cool. Yeah, they're all pretty good. Positive stuff. Great, so that's our campfire tale. We're resting, and we're done. So we go back to the delve phase. All right. So it consists of the travel step. So we're going to immediately gain this red clue. So Fleischritter's got 1, because we're on this tile. And now let's go, what's our rate? Okay, so our skull's at 0. So let's go down to this big tile. No, let's go across to 12. No, this gets us 2 clues, so I think I want to go down to the big tile while we've got the option. So that requires, oh yeah, so that symbol there is a Panzer gate. So this is what a Panzer gate looks like. But guess what? We have a stone key. And so we will spend one of our stone keys, we've actually got 2, to unlock this and reveal this, and it is Hansa Hall. And I knew that it was going to be that because this is the stuff that you start with in the tutorial. I'm just going to slide that up and hope that we don't end up going back up. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to gain 1 time. So done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to gain 2 skulls. We're at 2. Next thing we're going to gain, that's nothing that I know, 2 clues. So the first clue that we gain is a blue thing. So we're going to go to 2 here, and we're going to go to 4 here. And then the next clue that we gain is randomly determined, and it is going to be the one on the left, which is a green clue. So we're going to go to that, and no one else is looking for green clues. Okay. No reds, which is what we were hoping for. Okay. So we now flip this. Hang on. Yep, Kingdom tile. Resolve all symbols in the back. Remove and move your party marker to it. Very good. Place all corresponding. Yep. All right. So we need number 10. What I hope to see is some of these little ones. None of them. Damn. So 15's down the bottom. 14 here. Where's 10? How the heck? Oh, that's 10 medium, don't I? Nice work. Medium. Cool. And because of this symbol, we have to flip this. We add 4, and that tells us that we're looking at thingy number 5, which is splintered cart. Distribute 4 gold. Where's my gold tracker? All right, we're at 8 gold. And then we have to do marching to the silent drum. And that one is not really relevant, I don't think. It's just more rotations. Fine. And that's it. So we don't have any story events on that tile. We need to get a clue. We need to get either a red clue. We need a yellow clue is what we need. We're going to go down. So we can go to the Merchants District again. What do we fight in the Merchants District? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're not fighting any of these people. We just do an encounter against the Apex Egg Knight. So that's okay. Yeah, we can afford another skull, but a green clue doesn't actually help us in the slightest. So we might go here and drop our skull. So we'll go 14. So we'll move. So we gain a time. We lose a skull to take us down to 1. We'll flip this. Ooh. There's a shortcut. Number 7. Big 7. Okay, why can't I see big 7? Or is that 7? Ah, that's the shortcut. Cool, so you can swim through there to there. Interesting. We can use a shortcut because we have this regional map. You can tap it to use a shortcut. Oh yeah, I've got to use my Conjure of Cheap Tricks plan. That's right. That's where I do a... Yeah, we're in this phase, don't I? Okay. Before... Then reveal a random medium tile. Reveal 2 connected tiles instead. Okay. Maybe that one's not as helpful as I thought it was, now that I'm starting to understand this. Have you got anything, Fleischritter? Pickled rations. When you're about to perform a virtue test. During rest. Ooh, knights may fortify 1. Okay. I didn't have that at the time when we rested because I used that to save. I also don't know what fortify does. I'm enjoying that. Lemon and mango. It's very good. All right, we're going to go to medium 9. Medium card 9. Oh, we need to do encounter. A Panzergate. Ooh, place a single Panzergate token on a random unlocked card. If you're in the Noble District, we're not. Okay, so on a 1 to 5, it's the left. It is the left. All right, so there is a Panzergate token here, so we can't go back the way we came. That's okay. Cool, so it's a green clue. Why is it green? I don't want green. I want red. Do I take that shortcut? It doesn't help us much. Interesting. Yeah, alright, I guess we'll get a green clue. So yeah, so we're going to go across to here. Whoa. Oh, we got a little special thing to read. Cool. And we've got a point of interest. Excellent. Alright, 4 down. It's the big one! Okay, so this one actually has a red clue on it, so we are going to go down that big way. There's no Panzer gates. Alright, so let me just read this thing again to make sure I'm doing everything in the right order. Travel. So when we travel, we're going to gain a time, we're going to gain a skull, and we're going to gain a clue. It's going to be a green clue because of that. So there's only one person chasing green clues. That's fine. Then resolve all symbols face down. Check your new tile and place cards out of it. Done. Resolve encounter monster spawns a movement. Finally, resolve all symbols in the front. Okay, so let's flip this over. And it's +0, so we have a 1. A quiet abode. A chosen knight devotes. Let's read about devoting, because I don't know what that is. A chosen knight devotes. Devote, see Gaining Saints, page 68. So saints are like the god forms. When a game instructs you to gain a saint, sometimes we gain a devotion token. You may gain devotion tokens without having a saint card. Okay, so we'll devote with Fleischritter. So he's very devoted. Good work, Fleischritter. And 4723 is our night story. So we'll see if we find anything in this area with Fleischritter. 4723. The cobbled street ahead is split open. Dozens of tiny rifts stretching wide as tendrils of black bark emerge from the soil beneath, like a horde of black inkworms. They're roots of some kind, reaching, teasing, questing for nutrients to feed a larger plant nearby. You can almost feel their hunger, a ravenous gnawing deep in the pit of your own stomach. It wouldn't be a good idea to allow them to touch you. You give them a wide berth and press on. There's nothing here for you. Perhaps one of your companions has found something useful. I'm not sure if you're supposed to read from everyone that is in your quests thing. So Renholder's number is 13. So if I was to read 4713, wonder if that tells us anything. Ooh, okay. Cool. I won't read that bit because I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but that's cool. All right, so that tile's done. So now we're going to move downwards, down to big tile number 4. There's no Panzer Gate on it, so we're going to move... Oh, Stone Plaza. Look at that. You can barely see that. I need to move it up. Cool. Okay, so the Stone Plaza is in the Merchants District. Oh yes, there's another red clue. 17. Plus 16, no. Big number 2, is that what that is? No, that's gigantic number 2. So they're super big ones. There's only a couple of those. Look at the size of this Bobby Dazzler. What is it? The Royal Plaza. Wow, that's mad. That's where that goes. That is sensational. You can barely see that, but cool. Well, I'm not getting there because I can't. Because it needs 3 stone keys and I have none. But there is a little 16. Okay. So when we move to this tile, we move the time track by 1. We're at 12. We raise our skulls by 2. This is a yellow. And we're gaining 2 yellow clues because of this. So the 2 yellow clues is perfect. Sorry, we gain 1 yellow clue for our first one. And then we randomise, and what we'd really like to see is a left. It's a right. We get another green clue. Stupid green clues. But Renholder has now completed his investigation, which is great. Also completed, needs 1 red and 1 blue. We do get a second red one because that tile had a red on it, because it was one of the randomly assigned ones. And we now are going to do this, which is 3 plus 0. So that's 3, which is signs of struggle, scavenge. I don't really understand scavenge. It doesn't feel worthwhile. And there's nothing else there. Cool. When do we do an encounter? Yep, and now we do this encounter card. It says Night Hunt. Gain a curse for each unlocked path from your current kingdom tile. So 1, 2, 3. We place a single Panzergate token on the path you came from instead. Okay. So can't go back there. Sweet. Night Hunt. Alright, we're definitely going to 17 because that's our 3rd red cube, which means we have 2 night tally marks, which is nice. That's also a small one, so we're going to lose a threat. So we're going to move down to here. We're going to lose a threat, we're going to gain a time, and we're in the... Ooh, there's another little thing. Okay. So my plan of using this area has failed. It's failed abysmally. It's not going to work, Dano. So we might have to go to plan number 2 to record this, I reckon. And that is using this space over here, but attaching these with little bits of blue tack to the thing. It's what I did for the other game, Aeon Trespass. I actually really like this map though. Wasn't sure how I felt about the map, but no, I do like it. Okay, big 13 and big 12. I reckon that'll be like that. And that'll be like that. Or not, maybe that'll be like that. Alright, so we did that, we don't gain a clue. We're here on this tile, we are going to read 6410. 6423, I should say. 6423. Nothing here for us. Ooh, there's crocodiles in the water. Cool. So we flip this, and it says... Place a generic token on a random direction on this card. Interesting. To travel in that direction, enter the deep fog according to the standard rules and discard this card. Alright, so this goes over here. The random direction that we get is down. Okay, so we place a generic token down. If we were to travel down, we would enter the deep fog. However, as you can see, we aren't traveling down because we literally can't. We're here on this tile. Let's travel across to... I reckon we're more likely to see 18 and 19 over this side, which is where those red clues are. So let's go this way. That's a yellow clue, which we don't need. Yeah, we're going to go across to 13. So one time, that takes us to 13. One skull. We're here. 16, 18, small one, come on. That's got a red clue on it. And 19 as well has a red clue on it as well, so we probably just backtrack twice. We get those both, which seems nice. And there was nothing special about this tile, so we're just going to flip this. You may gain X curse to lose X threat or vice versa. You must resolve this effect instead. X is at least 1. Okay, we're only 4. So I think we'll just go down by 1 and up by 1 on our curse. That seems fine. Okay, I really want to do a fight. And we didn't get a clue that way. How do we get a fight? Cool. We'll go across to 18. So we're gaining a time, that takes us to 14. We're probably not going to get the extra one unless we get a fight. So we gain that clue, which is going to take us to 4 and 3. And we lost a threat. That's fine, so we're down to 2. And we do an encounter card. A Panzer Pit. Oh no. Place a Panzergate. I'm glad I kept my single token. Place a Panzergate token on every unlocked path leading from your current kingdom tile, excluding the current path you came from. That's going to be like that, I'm sure of it. Alright, I guess we're not going up. That's a key. I'll use this. Alright, unless we can trigger an encounter, we are going to fall short on collecting our clues. So yeah, we've only got 2 more explorations. We might as well go up. That's going to lead to the stone, the plaza, which we're not going to be able to get to. So yeah, we'll just backtrack 1. We'll backtrack 1 so we gain a time. And we flip one of these. Place a deep fog token on a random path leading from your current tile. Cool, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a deep fog token here, so we can't go that way. We were going to go down anyway, so let's go down. This is our last time track. So we get a red, but it is not going to get us anywhere because we only have 5, unless this particular thing triggers a encounter with the guy. So that's not. Each knight may gain 2 to roll a dice and resolve an effect corresponding to the result. Gain health, raise your heat limit. Gain a okay, we're doing this. We're doing it. Let's see if we can roll a 10 for Fleischritter. We'll do him last. So Ralof rolls a 6. Raise your heat limit by 1. Good work, Ralof. Bianca rolls a 10. You chump, Bianca. She gains a chosen clue token. Should have made that Fleischritter. Fleischritter's going to use the white dice. Oh, he rolls a 2. You idiot, Fleischritter. He loses a health. That's all right. His heat limit goes up. And Renholder rolls a 1. He gets a Bane. That's bad. There's a special token for them. I don't know what they look like. I'm just going to use this. Bane 1. If you get 4 of them, you die. That's your Bane limit there. Oh, if I had rolled that 10 on thingy, we would have got to 3 of those. Okay, that's it. We finished the delve phase, so we didn't achieve 3 hunt marks. So at the start of the story step, if your time is 16, if you have 3 hunt tallies, see 15. Otherwise, see 14. 14. A collapsed warehouse, its door a gaping maw, its windows hollow eye sockets. For a moment you think of the devoured dragons of myth, so large they can no longer soar the heights. Then your thoughts are abruptly shattered as a massive, heavy-set figure barrels into you from behind. A perfectly executed ambush! Of course the Egg Knight knew you were coming, following every motion within its territory. The massive, metal-clad creature turns to you, toweringly tall and profanely wide. A sound somewhere between nails on a chalkboard and a hungry, gluttonous growl escapes from the ovoid helm as several layers of iron peel back, an unnatural jaw that opens wider and wider like the mandibles of a grotesque insect. Great writing. And there, behind the opening, a strange black ichor oozes, something foul and yet sweet-smelling that fills your gut with unease. The knife shimmers as it pinwheels past your face, close enough that you feel the whisper of moving air against your cheek. The knife finds a chink in the Egg Knight's armour, lodging there and eliciting a pained response from the monster. "Come on then, you bulbous bastard!" Hulda shouts, another knife in her palm. "Let's see what you've got!" Escalate 1. I know what that word means. Proceed to a full clash against the Egg Knight, level 1. If you win, see 20. Otherwise, see 19. So, this will be the final thing that we do in this mission. Huzzah, the Egg Knight! So this would have been the encounter which I was hoping we would have triggered because that looks quite interesting. But we did not. And so instead, we shall trigger a fight against the Egg Knight. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So we have to escalate. So this is the Egg Knight's cool rules and stuff. What a guy. I'll just So we are only level 1. So he is a 6+ to hit him. He has 8 life, and he has 2 that you put on for an exhibition clash. So this one I'm looking forward to, because this one is exactly how it works in Aeon Trespass. And so I know this escalating thing pretty well. AI 3. So he's got some traits that I need to read about. There's his little thing there. AI 1, AI 1, BP 1, AI 2. All right. So, Humpty Charge. I haven't read any of this. I'm really excited for this. This is going to be great. Humpty Charge. The Eknight turns to face the attacker and moves towards 6 spaces in a straight line. If the Eknight moves through or ends its movement on a knockdown knight, it's a Judicium card. That's bad. If during the Humpty Charge, the Eknight moves onto an obstacle, immediately stops and turns to face the most knights and discards an arm. Okay, so you can crack himself. Each time the Eknight is dealt a wound, place a generic token. It has 3, discard all, and perform signature. Okay. What's Panzerungen? For each BP level it has corresponding space. Ah, cool. Okay, I'm going to need to read this a bit closer. So we need some armor tokens. These are armor tokens. That's fine. So, increases of the corresponding BP cards by 1. Whenever the Eknight loses armor as a result of Humpty Charge, draw the top Grave Mortis card and place a column terrain tile on the board on a space designated by the coordinates on it. We're peeling layers of him like an onion. And he just draws 1 AI. Great. So we need some generic tokens. So this guy is very much like the Hecaton. So I do feel pretty comfortable with this. Now, we flip all these. The monster goes first, and he is escalating 1 because he's ambushed us. So when we escalate, we shuffle this, we discard that, we take this, and we do the same with this. I made a decision not to put sleeves on these. I've got sleeves on stuff that's shuffled a lot, but yeah, I made a decision not to sleeve this otherwise. One of my mates, Kohi, he doesn't sleeve very many games, only ones that we play a lot. So, but there's something nice about cards having some wear and tear. You know, it shows that your product that you've purchased has actually seen some use, and I like that. But for Kingdom Death, yeah, I just don't want it. I don't want anything to touch my beautiful game. But in some instances when it can impact your game, yeah, I don't want to do it. How many of these actually haven't? Yeah, spawn an encounter. That's what we want. Yeah, I've got things I like about this a lot, a lot. So I think I just need to get a little bit more used to everything, and then I'm going to really start to enjoy it. So, all right. So the bad guys go first. So he's going to flip an AI card, and that AI card is this. No, that's the wrong button. No, this one, Sword Thrust. Just moving cards out of the way. The closest knight in front and one space behind the target. What? Closest knight in sight and one space behind target. Okay, yeah, right. I see. He's pushing through two guys. Perfect. So it's one of the two knights in front. Oh, hang on a second. We do need to go here because we need to randomly determine a direction. This is another thing. Standard preparations. We don't know which way he's facing until we shuffle these. And he is facing up. So the exact direction that we had it. Great. Okay, so he's going to either target Ralof or Renholder. And we're probably okay if it is Ralof. So let's go to here. So he's going to go to here and turn to face, and then he's going to poke Ralof. So it's 2 on an 8+. Ralof is going to use his Squire Metal deck, which is here. I have just shuffled it. How many hits does he evade? He evades 0 hits. Ralof, what are you doing? So each of those hits does 2 damage. Ralof, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Each time the Egg Knight is dealt a wound. So that's all. Renholder, my guy. Now we're going to start with the Butcher Knight, because if he attacks and there isn't any tokens in the pool, then he gets to add. Where's me thing? He gets to add tokens to the pool. All right, Rush. He's got a card ability called Rush. Just want to see if there's a minimum number of spaces you have to move for that. Rush. Move with +1. You must move at least 3 spaces and reach your target by the shortest possible path. Stop when the effective range of your weapon. Yep. So we can't do that. That's probably okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is speed 4. Yes, and he's got, when you attack, if there are no openings, immediately place 1 opening and 1 break in the pool. So yeah, I think we want to do that with Fleischritter. So we'll go with Fleischritter first. He's going to move 1, 2 to here. He's going to swing with his chipped axe. It costs him 1 and 1. So 1 passion, 1 heat to commit with his weapon. It's only 1 because of the opening and break that he adds to the pool, thanks to his meat provisions. Let's see if he's got any cards we want to use. No, no. Reflex, no. Gain 3 health. We need to eat 2 flash tokens. Nope, so he's fine with those. Cool, so he's just needing a 5. Because the Egg Knight is hit on a 6+. So that's a 6, so it is a hit. We are flipping a BP1. And so we've revealed the left pauldron. It has a 3, so he needs to do 3 damage. If we do a wound, then it does Humpty Charge. That's bad. The Egg Knight turns to face the attacker and moves forward 6 spaces in a straight line. Great. How cool is that? Oh, critical completely damages him. That's mad. Okay, I love this game. It's already sweet. So we're just rolling 1 black and 1 red. And we have an automatic power. So we're at a total of that. So we just need to roll 1, 2 total hits on this to break that armor. So we do. We roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a great roll. So we've successfully done a wound. When he attacks, he gets to do pushback 1 or an opening. So we're going to put an opening, and then the axe puts a break token in there. So that's fine. And he is done. Yep. So now that card, which is over here, we're going to place on his wound stack, which is there. So that's one wound. We add a generic token to his sheet because we've done a wound. And we now trigger the ruined reaction, which is Humpty Charge. He turns to face the attacker and moves forward in a straight line. So he's going to go to there. Now this is going to trigger Crash, which I will look up in a moment. If he moves into an obstacle, if he moves into an obstacle, immediately stops, turn to face the most knights and discards an armor token. So he stops here, turns back to us like that. Cool. So Crash. So Crash in Aeon Trespass was you suffer a danger and you are knocked down. Page 80. So in this instance, knight subjected to Crash loses 1. A knight suffers Crash each time a node monster moves through it onto their space, such as when any effect forces them to move onto an obstacle or places that obstacle on them. Cool. Are these stone columns destructible? I'm not sure. I'm going to assume they are destructible because they were in the other game. But anyway, he's knocked down. Ralof is also knocked down. And Ralof suffers danger. And so does Fleischritter. Sorry, it's not danger. It's vigor in this game. Subject Crash suffers 1 each time a non-mob monster moves through their space to move into an obstacle. Cool. So that's the same. So we are actually going to suffer a second Crash when we hit the obstacle. Because we suffer unavoidable knockback 5 when we are stood on. So there and there, very good. So if I wanted to attack with Ralof, that would probably not work. We did a wound, so we have to escalate as well. So that means we take a BP2 and we put that in here. Great, as well as discarding an AI card and putting an AI2 in there. All right. So Ren Holder is going to stay right where he is, and he's going to shoot his bow. So we're going to raise his passion. He doesn't have commit. What he does have is this. So he's going to spend that to put a cantrip token in there, which is that. And when you're about to attack, he gets to decide if that is a opening or a break. We're only got a BP1, so we'll go with an opening just to ensure he hits. Oh, let's go with a break actually. We'll go with the break. So he's got 2 breaks and 1 opening. He's going to fire his bow. It hits on a 5+. It's a 6. Come on. Oh yeah, and we've used that, and that goes into cooldown. Nothing else. Very good. So he's going to re-put that cantrip and a break. So the BP card we flip is the right pauldron. So if he... Ooh. Lose 1 vigor. Wonder if that triggers when you are not adjacent. Wound reaction. 59. Wound responses. Drag, knockback, and knockdown are the exceptions. Okay, so we've sprayed some ichor into our eye if we're able to do a wound, which we should, given that we are rolling 2 reds plus an extra red. That's 1, 2, so we successfully wound that BP card. So we lose a health, which takes us down to 8, which means we have an increase on our heat limit. And he does pushback 2, which means he goes 1, 2, and that's where he stops. We tap our bow because we did a wound. In the second ability window, we can reposition 1. So we will reposition 1. We'll go to here, and then we won't do any movement. We'll sacrifice our movement to unexhaust our bow. And what has he got? If you roll a crit chance... Oh yeah, once per turn you may spend a magic token to refresh a card. He is such a cool guy, Renholder. He's a wizard. What a legend. Alright, that's done. Ralof is going to go now. Oh yeah, and we've done 1 opening and 1 break. No, just a break and a cantrip. Cool. So we escalate, we do a second one of those. So we again need to find an AI 1, put an AI 2. We put in a second BP2. There was no Humpty charge, so that's fine. We're 2 of 8. Come on, Deno. Come on. Yep, so Ralof, he's going to spend 2 heat to stand up. And then he's going to make an attack. He's going to move into the blind and he will swing. So when we swing with the Squire cards, so he's rolled a 10 to hit. That's glorious. The BP card is... Oh, it's a 4. So we've got 2 breaks in the pool. It's not a critical, but if we fail, we're knocked down. So we're going to do a total power of 3 plus 2 potentials. We do easily do enough wounds to wound that. So this card comes here. That's his 3rd wound. We escalate into another BP2. And get rid of that. Into another 2. So with 3 wounds, and that means that he is now going to perform his signature. So his signature is this. Wrong button, Deno. This. The closest knight in front. It's Renholder. After final attack, Humpty charge. Yeah, we're okay with that. So he's going to move over to Renholder. He'll move 1. Renholder's got a dodge. I'll just put me stuff in there. So he's got 1 opening plus pushback. That's fine. 1 opening. So Renholder's going to tap his cowhide turn shoes to allow him to gain a dodge to this, which means he needs to roll 8s against this signature. Our heat is not higher than 4. He's rolled 2 8s there. We'll re-roll that with a heat. Yep, so we've dodged 2, which means we have 1 hit. So So we lose 1 vigor. We're down to 7. And we do have to draw a trauma. It is a minor mortis card. And we flip Panzer Decay, Parasitize 1. That sucks, man. That sucks. That's a bad one. Panzer Parasite. So we have a 1 on there. Stupid Panzer Parasite guy. Okay. And then he moves forward because he does his little eggity thing. And we're going to get 1, 2, 3. We're going to get Crash. We're knocked down to here. And we gain a wound. This gets reshuffled because it does, because we flipped the thing. And that's it. Bianca, she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 into the blind. We'll actually go there so we don't get knocked back onto old mate. Bianca will attack. She's got an opening token in the pool. She's going to gain a passion. She rolls a 6+, which hits, and then she needs to roll on. Oh, this is a BP2 card. Come on, Bianca. You need to roll well on this. Oh, it's only a 4. Instinct Humpty Charge. Nice. That's actually not nice for Ralof. He might. Oh, he can't. Motivate 1. That's somebody else stands up, I think. Yeah, I think based on the fact that we know Humpty Charge is a deal, we don't actually need the bonus to hit when we've got that opening token. So I think that's a better option. Slight cheat, but we're okay with that. So she hits. She needs to roll a 4 on her card. Oh my god, she gets 3. And she can spend any clue to get 4. Bianca will spend one of her many green clues that she got. She does a wound on a BP2. Bianca, you legend. Does mean we put a BP3 into the card deck, which is bad. There's another BP1 on top. We also have to move a 2 out and put a 3 in. Okay, so we have a 2 on top now. We've done 4 of 8. We're very close. Bianca is a champion. Bianca the foolhardy squire. But then she's going to get run over. So he's going to Humpty Charge, doink, and hit himself there. Doink. She's knocked over, which suffers Crash, so she loses a wound. She's down to 9. Her passion is at 1, so she just puts 1 thing in the pool. And I think that's it. So I'm just going to double check Motivate. I think Motivate is stand someone up. Ralof has Motivate. Here's that Motivate. LM. No, Knights can move spaces. Yep, alright. And what's hers? Oh, she's got Rush. Nice. Go Bianca. Yep, so that's our turn. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad for us. 4 of 8 is it now we've done? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of 8. Okay, so the AI card that the Egg Knight draws is Poached Knight. The priority target is the first person to attack, which is Fleischritter. Very good. His heat is not 3 or higher. He's going to move and attack. Ooh. For each hit in order, cool down, restrain, choke 3. I don't know what any of those are. That's sick. Okay, so he's moving and attack and then he's pushed back 2. So here's what's happening. Move to here. Then he's going to go 1, 2, push back, 1, 2. And then he's going to attack with 4 speed on a 9+. So we'll roll our 4 dice. We need to get 9+. We have no extra dodging stuff here. So that's 1, 9. It's a 3. So I think at this point we will spend our 3 heat to re-roll. Hey, we get 2 9s. That other one was a 9. So we're down to 2. And we get to read some new rules because this is cooldown. Place 1 random card from your hand into your cooldown area. Okay. This one. Oh. Very good. Place, and then we had, what was the second one? Restrain. 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 Delay all cards in your cooldown area. Move them to the restrain area. Oh, that is bad. And then we didn't get choke, but just so I know for next time, choke 3. If you don't have the choked condition card, gain it. This is your choke limit. Increase it. Ah, cool. So it stops you from reducing your heat. Great. So we didn't gain that, but we did lose 2 health from 1, 2. That takes us to 6, which means we are taking a major mortis. And that is, hiya, smother. Delay all cards in your cooldown area. If no card was delayed, suffer knockdown. We are already knocked down. That's fine. That's it. So we will now start of our turn, flip that, but we're gonna do him. No, let's do Bianca. She can stand up, but she can't rush. I think that's okay. I think we'll do Bianca. All right, so Poached Knight. Cool card. So yeah, Bianca, she's going to stand herself up using 2 heat. And then she will move 1, 2, 3 to here, 4 to here. So if she does get knocked back, she's not going to suffer crash. And she will attack. There is an opening token in the pool. She's going to raise her passion by 1. And that's all. Yep, cool. Heat limit still 3. So, yep, she flips one of these cards. She flips a 6. That is a hit. And then, so we're going to flip this BP1. Come on, Tenno. Instinct Humpty Charge. Cool, yeah. So we just need to flip it 2. That's 4 power. That is awesome. So we do the wound. That is 5 wounds. We're adding another BP2 into this. We're discarding an AI1. Uh-oh, we're at a BP3 now, into a 2. And then he's going to turn and do Humpty Charge, which means he's going to go boop, 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 boop. She's going to get knocked down, which means she suffers crash. So she suffers 1 damage. Cool. Let's do Fleischritter. Yeah, we might actually do that. That's better. Yep. She got knocked down. It's only 1 wound. We want Fleischritter to rush. So Fleischritter's turn. All right, so this moves here. He gains 1, 2, 3 of that back. He can stand up with his knight pose. Rush costs him 2 heat, so he doesn't have enough heat to do it all. Oh, hang on a second. He's down to that. So his heat limit is still 4. Man, Fleischritter, you suck. I really want to rush. We don't have any way to stand him up other than using his knight pose. Okay, maybe there's something else we can do. Let's do a Ren Holder. So he will gain this here. This will come back into his hand. And he'll stand up using that for 1 heat, which goes into his delay area. And then he is going to place a cantrip token in the pool. And he's going to use his luck step. This is a delightful card that I have not yet used. It just allows him to place himself up to 3 spaces away. 1, 2. So he'll go to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll shoot his bow. There is an opening token in the pool from Bianca, as well as a break token. And then we placed a cantrip token in there, which we'll use as a break, because it's a BP3. Yep. That's an 8, so that's a hit. And we've flipped over. What? 7? 7? Yokeman. Look at that card. Without the Yokeman to control it, the Egg Knight dies. If you do a critical on that location. So good. Alright, well, we need to roll a lot here. Our passion is now 2. We've only got 3 reds. It's literally impossible for us to hit 7 because the reds have a maximum of 2 apiece. So we are failing. So that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, we did fail, but we get to put a magic token in the pool. We also get to put a cantrip, and we get a break in there from the bow. He's in a Humpty charge. The knockdown doesn't apply to us, fortunately, because we're ranged. But what that would do, if you were adjacent, is he would knock you down, and then he would run over you, and you'd have to take a Judicium card, which is great. So turn, knocks us back to here. We suffer crash. That takes us to 4, which is now our major level. Our hit limit is 5. Cool. That's Renholder done. I guess we're doing Ralof now. 1, 2. Ralof will swing for the fences. He gains a Passion. He gains 2 heat. Oh no, he recovers 1 heat. And he rolls a 5 to hit. This is a opening. And we've got a BP2. Wrong button again, Deno. Weak Polion. Oh, that's an easy one to hit. Oof. Critical. The Egg Knight cannot perform knockdowns. Wow, that is awesome. Okay, come on, Ralof. Come on. He's done 2 power and 3 potential, so that does in fact do a wound. It's his next wound, BP3. He's got 2 wounds to go. Lose 2 health. So Ralof is down to 1, 2. He's down to 2 health. Push back 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to knock us down. We're okay with the knockdown, I think. We're okay. Let's stand up Fleischritter. And then we can motivate him. That'll allow him to get in for an attack. That's worthwhile. So we've completed the end of that. We now have to trigger a thing, because that's our 3rd wound. So we're going to resolve that after we finish the current action. So this was a BP2 that we just did a wound on. So we have to find a 2 and escalate it into a 3. Uh-oh. And this one adds a 3 as well. Uh-oh, there's a 3 on top. So we're going to draw this AI3 card, and we're going to read it. It says, face to face. The priority target was Bianca. So Bianca is the target. Her heat is not 3, it's only 2. For each hit, Oh. Okay, so she's 3 on an 8 plus. So he's going to move 1, 2 to here. And then she's going to flip her card. Yeah, let me read that properly. Move and attack. Gain the distracted condition card. For each hit, lose 2. So we need a full evade. We evade 0. So we're losing 6 health in one swing. So she's down to 2. And she's going to gain the distracted condition card. What does distracted do? Subjugated. Toxified. Poisoned. Oh, there's choked. So we need that. Alright, and she's distracted. So distracted says... Wrong button again, Deno. Lower your hand limit by 2. If you gain this condition card, Squire, active Squire abilities cost 1 additional heat to use. Damn. And then she's also getting choke. And she's knocked down. After attack Humpty charge. No. So yeah, so she can't get away from that. So she's going to have to draw a Judicium. So he's going to Humpty charge to here. She's going to suffer knockback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to draw a Judicium card. Bum, bum, bum. This one. You live! Well done, Bianca. You live. Okay, so that was a crit miss. So we shuffle the metal deck. And Flush Ritter is in position. Ralof puts an opening and a break in there. So there is an opening and a break. Flush Ritter will go. He'll raise his heat, or passion rather, by 1. He recovers 1, 2 of those. He recovers that. He had to stand up, which went to the delay area. And that's it, I guess. So we'll just swing with the chopped axe and hope for a critical. It's a 7, which is a hit, but it is a BP3, and it is only a 5. Oh, you could probably do this. Knockdown Humpty charge. We can react. We will react. We'll step away. That's good. That's very good. I don't want him to suffer a thing. Overcome 3. I've got to figure out what that overcome means. I think it's if you do extra wounds. Okay, we're only a 5 here, so we could get this done. We had to do that. So with 1 black plus 1 red plus an automatic wound, we need to roll well, but we can do it. That is about as bad as it gets, but we do have a power reroll, so we can still do it if we roll only the good result. That's not it. Damn, so we failed to wound, so we don't have to worry about the Knight's Pride thing triggering. That's it. So that is a break and an opening. No Fleisch tokens. I've definitely got to remember when I use these abilities that they put stuff in the pool. Is that a reroll token? Yeah, I've got to read more of the rules. This is really good. I've enjoyed doing this live, and I've just enjoyed, like learning the game for myself. Like I normally like watching videos and how to play and learning stuff, and this has just been nice to explore it and have different stuff happening, and yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so that's it. So Ralof and Bianca are both in knockdown status. They're not going to get up till end of their next turn. So it's just an AI card. All right, what does he flip? Humpty Shake. It's a zone card. Cool. Zone 1, so we can reflex away. Yeah. So Fleisch Ritter's going to reflex for 2 heat and get the heck out of there. He's going to use his night roll. He moves to there. Cool. So that card doesn't do anything. Alright, 2 wounds. 2 wounds. Is that a BP3? That would have been 2 wounds. Yeah, let's go Ralof. Let's go the Squire. Bianca stays knocked down. Renholder was... Yeah, he's in a stand-up. Okay, we'll do Renholder first, actually, because he's got some good stuff. So those move to there. He can spend a magic token, which he will, to refresh a card. So he's going to refresh his luck step. And then he's going to use his luck step to move 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, he's still out of range. Okay, Renholder will not be doing anything crazy. So he'll just refresh his heat and do that. Yep, so he's done. Bianca, she's going to refresh 1. Oh no, she's choked, so she can't do anything. Yeah, he'll go to there and he'll remove her choke limit. An adjacent knight may spend a movement or an action to lower your choke limit by 3 if your choke limit is 0. Cool, so she can now do stuff. So she'll do there. So she'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, and she will swing. She rolls a 9 to hit, which is a hit, and the BP card is the Plate Gap. It's not a critical, so she can't perform a bonus attack. She needs a 5. There is only 1 break in there. Oh, she gets a 4, but she can spend a green clue. She will. She goes to 5. She gets it done. Bianca. Okay, bad news though. If she does a wound, she loses 2 health. That takes her to 0, which means she has to draw a Judicium. And it's also pushed back 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 1 Judicium card coming up. We've done a wound, but we only need to do 1 more wound. Let's see if Bianca can survive her Judicium draw. You live. Nice. She's now Passion 3, so she's the priority target. She puts a break and 2 openings in there. Sure, Ralof. Ralof will swing. He goes to Passion 3. He's going to swing. He rolls a 10 to hit. Oh, I have to escalate. Sorry. So that was a 2 into a 3. We add a 3 to here. How is there still a 1 in there? Oh, we've put a 1 on top. You're beauty. Come on, Ralof. He's hit. He flips. Oh, it's only a 3. And if we fail, we knock down. But Ralof will never fail. He rolls 4 power. Ralof, the great man. So we do succeed in smashing the armoured chest. If we count the wounds, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We require 8 wounds to defeat the Egg Knight. We didn't get any AI 3s, but that's okay. So it's victory! 20... what was it? If you defeat the Egg Knight... 15... C20. Alright. With a final brutal swing, you crack the domed helm, downing the Egg Knight with a victorious battle cry. Yellow sap seeps from the fractured helm as the immense beast sags to the ground. The body slumps forward, that strange jointed jaw gaping open as saliva and that unsettling black slime oozes out. A triumph! You beam as you look at Hulda, your sister already drawing her carving knife. The harvest will be plentiful, and perhaps this Egnite's corpse will yield new secrets to add to the Fleischwarden's vast collection of bestiaries and cookbooks. You should get a fire going. Perhaps this thing's slimy innards could make a decent omelette. After such a long trek here, your stomach is already rumbling. Gain the fewer cock, peril, and heroic arcs. Gain the fervid meal / passion fruit technique, and gain the egg lure merchant card if you don't already have it. Okay, so this is exciting. So Fleischritter's gaining an upgrade, and that is what? The fewer cock, peril, and heroic arcs. Where are they? I don't know where they are. I've got a Fleischjäger, I've got a Teufelsjäger, I've got a Meisterschlatter, Metzger, Schwarzesser, Fleischkrieger. What was it? Gain the fewer cock, peril, and heroic arc. Maybe they're on the back of this one? There they are. Cool. Fewer cock, fewer cock. That sounds quite funny. We also gain fervid meal and passion fruit technique. Ooh, okay, so this is a new thing. So this is a card we can use. If there's a fire token in the night pool, gain a passion. Good. And that's... okay. So that's using the clash phase. The delve costs you 2 during rest. Oh, all other nights may gain a passion. That's pretty cool. So he's feeding everyone. And then the other thing we have to get is a merchant gear card, I think. Kingdom gear card. Egg lure, wasn't it? There it is, the egg lure. I don't know, I think that's one activation token. Spend a heat, place the top BP card at the bottom of the deck. And in the Principality of Stone, you can provoke. That means you can take the priority target, which is cool. Okay. So we go to 16. You begin the long trudge back to the border duchies, leaving the principality behind. As you emerge from the deep fog, you navigate long labyrinthine ravines of water-slicked black rock that shivers, oddly warm to the touch. The further you go, the harder it becomes to think about the way ahead or recall the path behind. It is almost like the maze itself wants you to say, impressing its will upon you. Wants you to say. As you emerge from this mind-warping maze, finally returning to the more familiar, comforting world, you realize that you are not alone. The strange, green-clad woman has latched onto your troop. You question her further, and she finally introduces herself. Fiona, the former crown princess of Utrabant. Still royalty, technically, although it does not count for much these days. You press her about the sickness she mentioned earlier. There are a few names. The sweet starvation, the black hunger, the gnawing rot. Her people have taken to calling it the famishing. Afflicted creatures and people, more recently, fall into a crazed state of starvation, victims of a hunger that cannot be quenched. The sickness spreads partly through being bitten, the black saliva carrying the malady. Mostly, though, it spreads through the corpses. Wherever those killed by the famishing lie, their sickness soon pollutes the land. I came looking for a Fleischritter's aid, she confesses. Your grandmasters turned me away. I know of a Fleischhorden Hall in Utrecht, lost to the mire. It's been seen again, rising from the muck, and I need one of your order to help me gain access. Your guild has dealt with countless monsters before. Perhaps they've also dealt with this plague. It's a bit of a long shot, you grunt. Even if we can find the hall, who's to say it has the information you're looking for? We know this sickness is spreading in the Principality. We should focus on dealing with that. More settlers will be heading to Eisenwald to reclaim it. We need to make sure they're safe. Hulda meets your eye, and the two of you share another, more paranoid thought, better left unvoiced. Can you really trust this stranger with access to the libraries of one of your order's bastions? In the end, a compromise is made. One of you will go with Fiona to Utrecht, the other will return to the Eisenwald to scour the sickness from the land. Do we want to go to the Sunken Kingdom, or do we want to go and hunt down anything infected by the famishing in the Principality? I think we'll stick in the Principality so I don't have to look into Sunken Kingdom rules. C18. You want to go. The thrill of such a hunt, the chance to unearth a forgotten part of your order's past. It pulls at you strongly, but you can't. You need to stay focused on the way to help the most people, to fulfill the duty of a Fleischritter to the people. The best way to do that is to burn out this gangrenous infection before it can spread further, before the Resettlement Council sends more clueless refugees into the famishing's waiting jaws. Hulda, on the other hand, as soon as she learns that you will stay focused on the Eisenwald, she leaps at the chance to join the princess. Already she's excitedly making plans, and her eyes burn with dreams of what might await her in the Sunken Kingdom. You, meanwhile, need to start gathering information and stuff for the stuff. Mark 4. Have I got my phone with me? I don't think I got my phone with me. I need to mark 4 in my app. Remember that, don't I? That's it. We proceed to the spoils phase. So that's it. That's the conclusion of the mission. Cool. So the spoils phase is what? Once an expedition is concluded, your knights will return to the outpost. We'll instruct you to add loot cards. The deck you will draw from: Kingdom Gear loot, Upgrade loot. Place all loot cards in the loot deck in the middle of the table. So we scavenged everything. We scavenged so much stuff. I don't really understand. Oh, I might look up the Principality book and see what the rewards are when you defeat an Egg Knight, actually. Egg Knight Clash. Aftermath. All knights reset their passion, heat, and stuff to the limit tracks. Recuperate. Conditions. Discard Bane tokens. Regain all gear cards. If you won the clash, perform Clash Scavenge and Scavenge 3. Yeah, so this is the part that I'm so confused by. Do I just get like 1,000,000 rewards for winning that fight? In the spoils phase? Because I get a clash, full clash, loot. Do I just get all of this? Hey, Paint Liquor. I'm not sure. Instruct you to add loot cards. The remaining common goods. Okay, distribute the common goods. What are common goods? Full clash, exhibition clash. Let's read the book, shall we? Loot. LM. Loot deck. Spoils, page 67. There are 5 different kinds of loot. You'll be able to exchange your loot gear cards for gold or for specific gear cards. Kingdom loot, upgrade loot, exhibition clash, full clash. Loot distribution. All loot cards in the loot deck. These cards become the common goods. Cool. All right. Well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to grab my monster gear because we have an Ignite Clash thing that we get from defeating the Ignite, and then we also get the Eisenwald Falchion. So let's show these off. So we're going to get this from my exhibition clash against the little guys. Ignite gear. Ironcast dead gear. So I think we only get mob tier stuff. We do. So we now have this shield and this falchion, which we can use. And that provides us a block in defense, which is good. When you resolve a negative mortars card. Ooh. Skull shield's pretty good. The Eisenwald Falchion, opening 2, armor piercing 1. Power reroll, commit. Using it two-handed, it loses commit. I think that's possibly better than my chipped axe. Possibly. And then the Ignite, I don't think it's... Yeah, so we just gain this helmet. Cool, we've got a shell helmet. And we've got an Eisenwald Falchion. And then the rest of the stuff that we get is like an upgrade card, kingdom gear, consumable kingdom, upgrade, full clash, consumable. So it's like we get 50 million things. That doesn't feel right. I don't feel like we should get that much stuff from just one hunt. But yeah, all right. And you just get to pick them? Do you just get to pick, or do you have to shuffle them? I'm not sure. I'm going to read up that. But that was our first clash, our first full story, chapter, quest called To Make an Omelette. Now, we can't level up Fleischritter until we do 3 investigations. So we're still level 1. Cool. And we get lots of different cards and stuff. Yeah, this is interesting. All right. Overall, I'm putting this at about a 7.5 so far. I think once I've read the rules, that'll potentially push up to an 8, 8.5. The downsides are it takes up a ridiculous amount of table space. Like, I played Aeon Trespass and it took up some table space, but this is outrageous how much space it requires. I have just got stuff strewn everywhere. But I do like it. I do like it. I very much like this side of it. ATO was disjointed stories. This having a unique singular story is a big plus in my book. Big plus. All right. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go and figure out the loot situation. I've got a lot of cash. I got a lot of cash. Yellow Bruise Games rides. So Fleischritter is now a Fuhrcock instead of a Fleischknight. But he's still only got those starting abilities, talents. Wonder if you keep your stone keys into your next mission. That's an interesting question. I'll look that up. I wonder if you keep your devotion tokens. Well, it probably would if this was the only story that you could play. There are 5 knights in the box, all with 5 stories, plus the expansion 10,000 Succulent Fears adds 2 more knights, and every one of those has storybooks. So to complete a knight's story, you go through 5 chapters of that story, one assumes. Yep, chapter 5. And that concludes that knight's tale. Yeah. So I don't know that you would replay a night story a second time. Maybe you would, to try a sort of a branching path. But I feel like there is enough nights to allow you to replay the game. I don't know. I enjoyed ATO on a second play, seeing different stuff, making different choices. But yeah, I'm not sure that playing it a third or a fourth time. I did play 3 times for the cycle 2 and cycle 3. But yeah. Good session. What I think I'm going to do for now, I've got some new KDM stuff coming, and I'm really keen to do a campaign where I do the People of the Dreamkeeper, and do that with normal survivors and not Ark survivors. And I'd love to try out some more bits and pieces. The challenge is packing this up and then unpacking it, setting it all up again is a real mission. I don't know if I want to do that. So do I just want to keep going with this? I sort of want to play tonight. Oh, I need to do stuff with my other guys too. Yeah, so these guys completed their investigation. So Renholder gets his investigation. I'll read that and see if that's anything interesting. Yeah, so I think I'll probably... A hut full of sky. He gains a hat. Nice. Cool. We'll gain a hat. That's probably in his box. What's his hat do? Huh. Yeah, not bad. It's just a hat. He's got hat and shoes now. What a guy. So yeah, the second... I think the way it's intended to work is everyone... There's 4 guys in your party. Each one of them does chapter 1 of their story, and then the other 3 do their investigations, collecting clues, and complete their investigations. Then everyone levels up. 1 quest, 3 things. So you do 4 quests and everyone levels up to the next level. So he succeeded at his quest. He succeeded, which I think means we get to level up a metal card as well. And she succeeded. So metal cards, I'll look it all up. All right, I might be back streaming tonight, and it might be the start of a new Kingdom Death campaign. If it is, that'll be glorious. It might be back streaming more of this tonight. It could also be none of those things as I go to bed early, ready for a big week at work. Or it could be I might stream something else. It's a great day. It's a great time to be me. Thank you all. I will catch you all again soon. Big Dano out.